Hello everybody, this is Trainmaster 844 here with my latest handy-dandy guide, and I'm here with a few guests.
Hi, this is NCNC 576.
Hi, this is Rusty's Fangirl Forever.
What's up? My name is World Series 601.
This is Trainboy 7.
And hi, this is Green Machine 777.
This is the Thomas & Friends handy-dandy guide. Prepare to be blown away. As a kid growing up, Thomas, the little blue tank engine from Britain, was the main motive behind my current interest in trains and railroading. As the years went by, I began to lose interest in Thomas and his fictional world, the island of Sodor. But every now and again, I would check on how the series has progressed from my childhood. I saw that some fans were disappointed at the changes made over the years, but others roll with the punches and remain loyal fans. Now, years after Britt Allcroft stepped down from being the director of the show, Thomas and his friends have been taken over by the children's programming giant, Hit Entertainment. But what happened to Thomas? He was the king of all children's TV shows back in the 1990s and had an up-yours attitude towards the competition. These days, the show has been made to teach kids about stuff they'll learn from daily life. I, for one, have had enough of these shenanigans. So I'm offering the little blue tank engine and his friends a handy-dandy guide to make them watchable, enjoyable, and complaint-free. Here goes something.
Step 1. Don't change your winning formula! Although it might be too late to suggest this to the money-gorging idiots over at Hit Entertainment, it would be nice to see more Audrey-written material inserted into the show. I mean, I don't see why we need to take Reverend Wilbur Audrey's character and manipulate him for money, seeing as how the bastards at Hit have forgotten the basis of Thomas's stories. Allow me to remind them, Reverend Audrey originally wrote the series, based upon real railway events that occurred during his lifetime. So we need to see a return to the original railway-related stories, and enough of this childish nonsense. Besides, children will learn life lessons through Aesop's fables.
Step 2. No more one-time characters. Here's another reason why Hit's leadership sucks. The producers of the show introduced too many new characters. And this year, in Season 12, there were 3 new characters in all. But the sad part is they only got 1 episode themselves, so they didn't really have full potential. Some were pretty impressive, like Hank the Pennsylvania K4. He was one of the first American-style engines that ever appeared on Sodor, and being a passenger engine, I wouldn't be surprised to see him hauling the Express in the near future. Flora the Tram engine was a half-and-half style character. Her role could have easily gone to Daisy the Diesel railcar, but then again, she does provide Toby with a nice accompaniment. And for all you fanfic writers out there, do I see a love relationship on the rise between these two? And Colin, the wharfside crane, was a very interesting character, being the first crane to interact with both the standard and narrow gauge engines. But as mentioned before, the sad part is these characters only got 1 episode of themselves, which is very disappointing. But I mean, they do have potential for the series if the creators collaborate on their characters. Please, Hit Entertainment, we beg of you, no more one-time characters. We have enough as it is. Just use the characters you already have into the stories and stop introducing these minorities. Jesus Christ, all this is making my head hurt. Someone please pass me the Excedrin migraine, please.
Step 3. The transition of CGI. In the time for Thomas's 65th birthday, Hit Entertainment has decided to modernize the show and switch from transition filming with model trains to CGI. I think that Season 12 was a groundbreaking and revolutionary season with itself. Seeing model trains with CGI faces was amazing. The real icing on the cake was seeing the mouths move and the eyes blink for the first time in 24 to 25 years. Some fans are complaining that CGI change was possibly ruin the series' reputation. But I say, have faith, Thomas fans everywhere. The CGI Thomas will be like the rising of the phoenix. Bigger and better possibilities will come out. We'll get back to the subject of the models later.
Step 4. The theme song. I love the Thomas's theme of seasons 1 through 6 fame, but when Hit took over, they had to up the entire theme song, replacing the traditional Junior Campbell and Mike O'Donnell theme song for the engine roll call. It's ridiculous! No one wants to hear a British children's choir singing. So, with that in mind, I offer an alternative.
Step 5. The possibility of voice actors. This is a concept that was first tried out in Thomas and the Magic Railroad, and it showed potential of giving the characters individual voices. Seeing Thomas and the other engine with CGI faces, having one person to narrate the whole story and play every character, including the females, doesn't exactly sound right. So I suggest giving the characters individual voice actors. I can picture Eddie Glenn and represent his role as Thomas, and Catherine Susie as Emily. And besides, I personally think that Peter Colling would be perfect as Hank.
Step 6. The return of old friends. For most fans, Season 12 is considered as the last hurrah for the models before they go off to God knows where. Because of this, many old characters returned, including Duck, Oliver, Toad, Stepney, and the Scottish twins, Donald and Douglas, to name a few. Seeing these engines after many years certainly is a sight for sore eyes, but it begs questioning. Why were these characters not used during seasons 8 through 11? Were they just sitting on the shelves doing absolutely nothing? In my honest opinion, Hit should have used the characters they already had instead of introducing more one-time characters. Just offering my 2 cents on the matter.
And finally,
Step 7. Reserve the models. This has been bugging me for the past several months since Pokérolex EX brought this up. There's a rumor flying around that the cast and crew involved in the show will get some of the models as souvenirs. But they also might be doctored off or probably thrown away. But I agree with Pokélord EX. Why not give the models to the National Railway Museum in York? The models deserve to be in a world-class museum because they are known the world over and are possibly the most famous model trains in the world.
well, there you go. A handy-dandy guide on how to make Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends watchable, enjoyable, and complaint-free. If you've been enlightened by this video, please feel free to leave me a comment. And if you didn't like it... This is Trainmaster 844 saying good night and keep on steaming.
Locomotivality.